Life happens. Ups and downs, valleys and mountaintops. Tragedy, joy, loss, hope. One thing to remember, whether good or bad, is that things can change. So, I have a question for you. Which category do you fall in? Tell us in the poll on our page. Are you A, me live a healthy lifestyle? That's enough to protect me from any diagnosis of any kind of critical illness. Me, I'm good. Or are you B, life nah catch me sleeping, I'm ready, give me everything, give me every policy I have, every coverage, because right now I don't have anything. Or are you C, I am fully covered, I have everything. Robert Finzi Smith. Name might not ring a bell when you hear just that name. But what if I say Inspector Madden? Yeah, that click, right? He's also a real-life man of the law. He's disciplined. He's a former army man. Worked in professional security for many, many years. And he also has a real interest in just helping people understand personal security. Robert, you're an army man. You're very disciplined. You're regimented. So you know how to plan, right? But how do you plan for the unexpected? Tell us about your unexpected life happen broops moment.
For me, it began on the 15th of January 2019 when I was doing some work for consultancy work for King Alarm. And I went in to check the arms in the vault looking for a particular weapon. And I didn't feel comfortable for some strange reason. And I thought that maybe it was that I hadn't eaten. So I shrugged it off. Mm-hmm. But the next day, by the time I got home, I wasn't feeling comfortable at all. I had this burning across the top of my chest, and I was like, something wrong. So I went to my doctor. My doctor works at night. And he said, okay, we have a sinus situation, so it might be the sinus has drained and it's causing. Mm-hmm. I said, all right. What he did is normal checks and balances. The last thing he said to me before I stepped out of the office, he said, "What, your heart is good?" I've never had a heart problem before. Mm-hmm. And I go home and I can't lie down. Nothing I do. So I had Andrew's liver salts, baking soda, you name it. I was trying to belch this away.
Anything, hot tea?
Everything. It didn't work. And the more I tried to lie down, is the more uncomfortable it got. So I'm saying, something. By the time I look around, it's after 12. But Doc's still in office. I call him. He says, come. So I drive down to him. And he starts checking. And he puts the stethoscope on my chest and says, hold your breath. And I hold my breath and I hear, boop. And say, you feel that? I say, yeah. He say, find somebody to drive it to KPH and carry this. No. So logistically, for me to find somebody at that time of night to drive me to KPH is a waste of time for me. So I drive down to KPH. I go into the accident emergency, hand the doctor who he had referred me to the letter. And he says, sit over there, and he starts hooking me up to his stuff. And he says to me, that dreaded question, you come on TV, though? So, yeah, Royal Palm. I say, yeah. So, well, you're starring in a new movie. So what's that? He said, The Walking Dead. What are you talking about? So your vitals are, I think it was 240 over 170 or something, 270 over 140. It was too plenty over one plenty.
Too much over too much.
And so technically, you're not supposed to be able to just walk in here. So he says, hold your hand, and call the nurse and pop my hand full of tablets and say, take that. So I swallow it and say, sit down over there. So I said, what's happening? And he said, well, you're not going out tonight. So I said, really? What do you mean not going? So sit down over there. At the same time now, I hear a voice over my shoulder with a Nigerian accent. And the lady says, I know you. So I said, oh God, here we go again. So I turn around and she says, you're a captain. At the time I was a captain in the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force. I'm no major. So I said, yeah. She said, you're from annual camp? So I said, yeah. We had an annual camp in Portland, and there was no water. But for a place like Portland where it rains, it's stranger than a water. And she said, you made certain I had water. And I realized it was a matron who was in charge of the medical thing, I think, because she's also a captain. So I said, yes. By this time, they're trying to find me a secure room that they put people from the military or whatever in. And she says, no, that's too far. Long story short, I slept on a receiver bed until morning about 6 o'clock when they wheeled me into a place, a ward, and they put me in a room that have its own bathroom, and that door opens into the nurses' station.
You have your own own bathroom.
Yeah, man.
Hotel.
Only thing missing was TV. But I could watch me beep, beep.
Entertainment.
So, anybody that causes KPH, I'm here to publicly tell you don't.
Yeah.
It's a very efficient facility. They're probably understaffed and undermanned with things, but very efficient. Yeah. Watch out for the porters. The wheelchairs don't have rubber to that, but that don't stop them driving like them they are Vernon feet. So
they're trying to get you there quickly to get the treatment that you need.
If I didn't have a heart attack before, they would have given me one. But long story short, I ended up being referred to Heart Institute. And I chose the moment, apparently, that when Heart Institute was having an international symposium. So I got really United Nations treatment being attended to. And person putting in the anesthetic and thing was Cuban. Person exploring the veins was Filipino. And the person overseeing that was Egyptian and a Jamaican watching on the side. So I was really well taken care of.
Nice.
In case you're wondering, that costs money. Let me say cost money. Cost money.
Then the most.
So, the person sitting, this lady.
That beautiful lady.
Oh, yes. Hi,
Donnet.
I'm telling anybody who don't know her, should come to the office and sit down and just get the check.
Nobody asks a question.
Nobody asks a question. She had taken over my account from previous person who had left the business. And she more or less sorted me out and things. So the day when she came into my office, I am multitasking. I was the senior director of safety and security at UTech. So I deal with matters with surveillance and students coming in, and Donnet, draw a chair, put down her bag, clear a part of my desk, and start doing our work. So she said, you have critical care? I don't think you do. So I said, no, I don't know what that is. She says, well, you need critical care. So I said, Donnet. And she keeps writing. I said, what are you going to cost me? She said, what about it, man? You can handle it. So I said, how you know I can handle it? She said, and she's writing, and she shoves a form across the desk to me. I said, what's that? Say salary deduction. So I said, maybe if I ignore her,
she will go away.
She will go. Hour more you spent?
About an hour.
About an hour. We got to the point where we were almost ready to offer her lunch. But she insisted. And like I said, long story short, I am very grateful that she insisted. Because whilst I was at the Heart Institute, there was a person in the cubicle on this side of me who was ranting. No, I'm not pay that. How much it is? You must be mad. And I'm like, okay. But I really don't have a problem.
Because?
Because I have critical care.
Ta-da! Ching, ching, ching,
Only thing is that I'm stupid.
Why?
If I had followed what she wanted me to sign for, I'd have paid for it and I've changed.
Ay, ay, ay. See, that's why you must listen to the smarter ones.
But I don't have a mortgage on my house.
Okay.
And to have to look at the possibility of mortgaging your property after years of making certain you don't have one in order to be able to live is not a pleasant
It's not a
thought.
good thought.
I must add this much. I've seen people, I'm sure she has heard it. We don't need the insurance, man. We're dead, we're just dead. Okay. That's not what you must be afraid of. You must be afraid to say you live.
Yeah. What happens if you stay alive?
Because being incapacitated is worse than dying, so you wish you're dead. So it's a case, you have some people who never live good with people. So they find themselves now incapacitated, having to rely on people them don't live good with.
Yeah.
If you're in a wheelchair, you're wondering if them will find a stairs and oops. So God bless a child that has his own.
Amen.
So I told her, I said to her, if you have a person who resisting it, come for me.
Yeah. You are now the poster child.
Because I can tell you, it's a heck of a thing when the best care available is available
And you can't get it.
and you can't get it.
Let me talk to Job. Good morning, Job. Can't call you Donnet because it must be Job for you sit down in this man's office and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Oh my gosh. Do you find that that is something that you go through a lot when you go to visit people?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And what makes you wait?
Well, seeing the need, you try to really bring it over to them that this is not something that you are to take lightly.
Yeah.
Right? And over, you will come across people who think that, oh, it has never happened in my family. So I said, well, you may be the first, you don't know. So as I always say, it's better you have it and don't need it than you need it and don't have it.
That is a recurring
Right?
lesson.
Yes, coupled with which I always say, if you have 500 to start with, you will be able, someone else will be able to back up what you have. But when you don't have anything, it's very hard for you to start.
Just depend on
Right.
somebody to actually have to do the whole
Yes,
thing.
and these days you have GoFundMe. You know what GoFundMe is all about. So,
And nobody wants to be in the position where when, it hits the fan,
right,
that is where you have to lean on.
Right.
As he said, God bless the child who has his own.
exactly.
I know you were trying to get him to go on a policy that would have been a complete and extra coverage. Why is it that you think that people don't listen when you tell them just take the little extra?
Sometimes as adults, we just think that we know it all. I know my situation best. So for you to come and tell me what I need, sometimes it's just being a little stupid.
For need of a better word.
Yes.
She looked at me when she said that. She didn't look
Yeah,
at me.
yeah, man. She was looking directly at you. And while you were talking, she goes so too. So me know, you shut up on.
Because in Bobby's case, I remember I'd gone to him before and he had bought an amount because at the time he said, I don't think I'm ready for this yet or whatever.
Yeah.
He had given me some little story. But after, remember, insurance really is about your health, your age, you being able to get it at a particular time, right? And then when I looked at his portfolio and look at the age which we issued the policy, I know it was coming up to the...
That's what you use. You're like,
yes,
hey, my
yes,
youth.
yes. So I went back to him and, I say, you need to,
Yeah.
right?
Get
think
it.
that,
So I
that was the
remember-
hour-long wait.
Yes. So I remember when the claim came about, and it was the first check that was paid, the smaller amount. And he called me. No, he didn't call me. He sent me a WhatsApp.
message.
He said, I am seeing something in my account that doesn't look like. I said, okay, don't you worry about it. You will get what you're entitled to.
That's right.
And I don't remember, he sent me another message. He said, don't worry about things that you can't change. everything will work out. I was very happy when
Everything did work
yes,
out.
he called back, he sent back and said, I got the thing.
Everything sort out.
Said,
The
right.
thing land.
Yes, I got the thing. Right.
I know you're
So-
happy when you hear all of that happening, but what do you feel like when you get a phone call, like in Bobby's case, to say, hey, this is happening to me, I've had a heart attack. When you hear that and it's your client, it's now your friend, how does that make you feel? Because this happens on a regular basis for you.
Well, just like after a while you become like family. So it will really hit you.
Yeah.
Right. But then the good thing about it, the first thing you look and say, how much is it he has? Like,
Yeah.
right. Because you know the cost of these things.
Yeah, you go straight there.
Right. So that is the first thing you run to really see what it is that is there. So you just get cracking and try to get the requirements in and, move as fast as possible because
Yeah, it's had to be
money-
done.
Yes, it has to be done. And then you feel,
Yes, I see the pride when you say,
Yes.
yeah, the money land.
yes, yes, And then sometimes, you know what, the thing about it is from time to time, people say, Lord, insurance not good, or, it won't pay and whatever. So when you can deliver,
Yes, on your promises.
on the promise, that is all. That is what makes you feel satisfied.
That's right.
I know that.
You got your satisfaction and so did you. You are now the poster child. So since she call you Bobby, I can call you Bobby too?
Sure.
Bobby, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Donnet.
You're most welcome.
Thank you for your patience. You're going to have enough more patience to deal with that 1 year, so keep it going.
I just want to be my normal troublesome self.
Mercy.
There are health facilities in this island and elsewhere that you could be hemorrhaging,
Yeah,
and before they check your blood pressure, they want to see insurance.
true. No, very true.
Bear that in mind,
Yeah,
because it's not going to happen till it happens,
right.
and you can't plan for it when it's happening.
That's perfect. That is perfect. Believe me, because life happens. Are you covered? If there's someone you know who needs to be reached out to, if you need to tell somebody that they need to protect what matters most to them, visit sagicor.com/life happens. Thank you for joining us, and of course, we will see you at the next episode of this wonderful show, Life Happens.